3. Insert coin. So, did you insert a coin?
I did insert a coin right after I tried to figure out how this works. And no, I was just confused a little bit because right now I saw that I recorded the cursor from my mouse, and I'm really sorry about that.
Yeah. Where's the cursor? Oh, that is a cursor. Oh, well, who cares? So, okay, so this is Wizard of War.
Yes.
And are you the yellow or the...
Let me just quickly mention I'm a backstabbing bastard.
Okay, so you're the yellow guy.
Yes, exactly.
Is this your first go through, or did you do a couple of test rounds first?
No, it's actually my first go through. I mean, well, no, I did one test run, but I haven't configured the controls to that, so this is the first
As
one.
I say, you just died again. So,
Yes. I don't know, those old games aren't built for me. And also, dude, can you explain to me why this voice is so bad?
well, actually, this is mostly. I mean, it wasn't great to begin with, but it's mostly an emulation problem. And there's a warning when you load it up in main that the sound emulation is 100%. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and this happens with a lot of these because they were using very customized chips for the audio and just hasn't been properly emulated yet because you'd actually have to probably take the chip apart to figure it out. So, but so
Those
the
doors
gameplay
also confuse me. You know, I didn't intend to go leave the screen to the right and enter on the left. It just happened. And yet again, I backstab bastard because I use every chance I got to kill player 2. I actually don't know whether or not it's counterproductive. Just I couldn't stand this guy.
Did you ever actually
explain to
use
me
the
actually what I mean.
radar?
Huh?
Did you ever use the radar in this?
Not at all. Not at all. I was so in the moment. I just killed everything that's in front of me. And later on, I developed a tactic. You will see that later on.
Of letting the other guy die
Turn
and
pretty
then
quickly. And then die myself. Yes, yes.
yeah.
Tactics actually. So what am I actually playing? I have no idea. For me, it's called Wizard of something, but I actually look like a space dude.
Yeah, and this is a good question, and I honestly would have to look it up again. But I think it's supposed to be a mix of the two. If you look at the ad the ad flyer for it, it does look like, like the Grim Reaper is in a maze or something. I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. My gut feeling on it, without looking up any information on the game, and I know I didn't really do my due diligence in that regard, but is just they were trying to go for a certain mechanic, and there's a little bit, I want to say there's a little bit of a feel of Alien in it, and at the same time a little bit of a feel of something else, but you can just see the limitations of the hardware here. They're not even trying to draw the character from the top.
And those are actually the games where I get where those warnings about epileptic seizures are coming from. I mean, this is just straight away sending you to an epileptic episode if you're an epileptic. It's just insane.
Yeah.
So this was a game being played in arcade, or where did you?
Yeah, this is an arcade game. Yeah, there's no way home hardware couldn't produce this at that time. This is way beyond what 2600 could pull off. Now, there will be ports of this to all sorts of things, including a really good port on the Commodore 64. It's going to be one of the big games that sort of promotes the C64 because it gets a very, very close adaptation when that comes out in '82. And but up until then, this is an arcade game. This many things on screen, this many things on the same line. This is all stuff that the 2600 really can't pull off yet, or at all. And at the same time, the speech, of course, was a huge feature. And this game is also super important from a historical standpoint because it's from Dave Nutting Associates. And Dave Nutting's brother was running the company that basically gives Atari its start. And so, and we'll link also to some episodes from. There's a two-part history of Dave Nutting Associates from Alex Smith's They Create Worlds podcast, going into the history of the company. Very, very fascinating, but super important because they were in it for a long time, did a bunch of innovative stuff. But yeah, this game is probably. I know they did some other stuff later, but this is like their arcade super highlight. This is the game people remember.
Okay.
And I mean,
And
yeah.
was it actually meant to be played against each other, or should you play in co-op with each other?
Well, since
Player
it's an
one.
arcade game and they want you to put in as many quarters as possible, and I don't recall, but I think you get points for killing the other guy. I'll have to wait
Oh,
and see the next time you shoot him and whether or not your score goes up.
yeah. I
That's
mean, I didn't pay any attention to that.
wait, here it
This son
comes.
of a
Yep,
biscuit
yeah, you
just.
get 1,000 points for killing him. So that's definitely
Oh, wonderful.
motivation to shoot him.
Oh, and
Much
I
more than
mean,
for
I
any
was
of the
motivated just by
monsters.
him being present. This is just I don't need any points for killing dudes. And just one question. There are those yellow and red monsters, and they disappear every once in a while. I was wondering whether it's an emulation
No,
issue
no.
or okay, it's
No,
planned.
if you actually sit through the attract screen, which is what happens when nobody's put a quarter in, it actually explains that they're invisible, and this is why the radar is down there. So they will still show up on the radar, even when they're invisible on the main screen.
Ah.
So in theory, you could use the radar. And again, this is a little alien type of thing. No, aliens.
Hmm.
I don't know if aliens has come out yet at this point, but the idea of following,
I
on
mean,
the
it's
radar.
like a Pac-Man shooter.
Basically, yeah. But remember, Pac-Man just came out. This was clearly in development in
Yeah,
at the
well,
same time.
earlier.
Yeah,
And here you see my genius tactics. I just wait for the monster to come to me. I mean, it's maybe not the most exciting tactics, however, mostly it works. Except for when the monster decides to just escape, then
escape. Yeah,
then it just escaped.
and you got a bonus player even. Wow.
Yes, because I'm that good.
Okay, and on that note, let's get back to the show.